Hey MVPs, Ricoknows here. Going to talk to you guys about college football futures. You guys know the deal. I've been working on my charts, getting ready for the college football season, and everybody wants to know who's going to win the national title. And for the last 2 years, I've gotten that right. And I know you guys are like, that's no brainer. No. I've been calling that shit like in January, before all the offseason stuff. It's just a way of calculating things, looking at continuity, and predicting things. So, anyways, there's going to be futures bets, and I'm going to be filling out this chart in the next 24 hours. For the MVPs, my paid members on Patreon, on YouTube, the paid members who paid the $25 a month or the $255 for the whole year, you will get this chart, but we're not going to fill it out like we did last year. Last year, I filled out this entire chart, took a bunch of stabs at every single team, tried to predict the entirety of college football in the preseason. And it's impossible to do because of injuries, because of, a number of things. Like teams just don't perform the way you expect them to. But what we learned when we made those predictions last year is a couple of things. We learned if I called it a lock, we got a 2% return. Absolutely terrible. Just wasting your time, just trying to break even. It's not good. The leans went negative 30%. The value bets went minus 29%. That means I took some crazy chances, and we lost a ton of money on all those. But I didn't really lose because I didn't place those bets. The only bets I placed last year were the green shaded ones. And now if you've been on the channel, you guys know how this works. Green means a lock, black means a lean, and purple means a value bet. And they all hit at different percentages. So you need to know. Forget the odds. Forget the sports books. When Rico makes something a certain color, that's going to happen at this percentage. Okay? And this is important you guys understand that because some people are going to get caught up on like ROI and EV and what they saw, how much public money is on this and all that. Like you guys are gamblers. So you have your own methodology. What I'm trying to tell you is we have math over here. There's not a method to it. It is just straight math. And when I make a color or I make something a color, I am right this percent of the time. And you have to trust the colors, not the odds. Don't worry about the odds. The odds will take care of themselves. Trust, okay? But what we learned last year is when I shade it green, I'm right 20% of the time. Not 20% of the time. Our ROI is 20%. So I can show you over here, this is the chart of all the teams last year and everything that I shaded green. And what you'll see in the green bets I made, I put $1,000 for me, which is 10 units. I put 10 units on Vanderbilt to win over 2.5 games. And I won $1,800. So you get back your money, then some, right? And don't worry about these odds because they moved over the offseason. I got it at 115. Some people got it at 200, stuff like that. It is what it is. But the point I'm trying to make is we put money out. These are the bets. These are all the different unit bets. But the only ones I actually made, Rico's bets over here, were the green ones that were shaded with the exception of Colorado, Alabama. That's because I didn't have green shades before that. I did those in January. We started creating the green shading closer to the season. And so green shaded bets are the ones I took. And yes, I missed on some. I missed like on Duke or I missed on some others. But you'll see where we got a return and when I got them right. SMU, Miami, Indiana, obviously, Maryland, Nebraska, Northwestern, Oregon, Rutgers, Washington, Auburn, LSU, Mississippi State, Cincinnati, Houston, Iowa State. I loved Iowa State last year. You guys know that. And then Kansas State. Oh, I'm sorry. And last but not least, New Mexico State. So here's what you guys need to understand. Don't take every single bet. Don't tail everything. And wait for the green shaded. Now this year, if I do something and I look at a win-loss total and I determine it to be either a lock, a lean, or a value bet, I'm not even going to share it with you guys. Like, I'm not even going to put it out. We're only going to put out the green shades that I believe in. We're only going to put out the Ricoknows bets, the ones I'm actually putting money on. So you won't see a win-loss total for every single team. The chart's here, but I'm not going to put out every single team, and I'm going to be doing this in the next 24 hours. All I'm going to do are the teams that I feel really good about, and we're going to go hit. Now you need to then go through it, do your own research, and then pick 5 or 6 that you like, diversify yourself. Remember, I don't need the money back right now. I'm not a daily gambler like some of you guys. I don't have a hole digging in my pocket. None of that shit. I just put it out there. We send Kim up to Virginia twice a year. She puts out a couple of, 10, 20 grand, whatever it is, and then we just sit down and we relax for the rest of the year, and we just enjoy the games. It's really hard to be right because of injuries. It's really hard to be right because of weather, because of inconsistency with these teenagers and all that stuff. So we will be filling this out. Just be aware, MVPs. It's only going to be for MVPs. There will be no preview. There will be nothing for any of the free accounts on Patreon or on YouTube. So shout out to the MVPs. Now check this out. I'm going to talk to you guys about different futures bets. Now there's a bunch of these in here that I'm going to be going over for the next couple of days and giving out for free. And you'll know when it's free. And then you'll know when I'm giving you a breakdown. So in this particular video, I'm going to be talking about who you should be betting on that's going to go undefeated this season. Now, I'm not showing you my chart. My talent chart is complete. It is finished. I know what we're doing it for. Now, the talent chart, if you don't know, shout out to the MVPs. They already know. The talent chart hits at over 60% in coin flip games. So when you think two teams are equivalent and you're not sure who's going to win, the talent chart will tell you who's going to win that game. And we'll be right over 60% of the time. We have a whole season where we used it all last year, and that's what it came out to. So it didn't matter. If there was ever a game where there was two teams, we couldn't tell who was going to win. And I'm talking money line, not spread. Just money line, it's over 60%. It can't really help you with the spread for the most part because that's Vegas adjusting for the fact that they know somebody's going to win, right? So picking against the spread is our thing, and that's another chart, and we'll show you that later. But in this particular video, I just want you to be aware that I will be referencing my talent chart, but I'm not going to show it to you. I don't want people to screenshot it and then leave the MVPs. The chart's going to change throughout the season. People get injured. We're still checking depth charts right now. They're announcing who's the starting quarterback for this team, who's this, who's that, who's not academically eligible. Somebody just blew their ACL. Like, a lot of changes are happening right now, and I am constantly searching for the changes and updating it. There's MVPs that are searching for the changes. I want to show you on the Discord server right here. If you come in here and you're an MVP, you can see injury updates. Injury update. You can't see any of these unless you connect your Patreon or your YouTube account to Discord. You have to do connected apps. There's a pinned video on Patreon that shows you how to do that. Please don't mess it up. This guy in the chat right here, he's messing it up. I'm telling you that right now. Anybody send me a DM, you're messing it up. So in here, we have a channel called Injury Updates. And as you can see, all the MVPs are coming in here and dropping every injury update that's happening. They're letting you know who's starting, who's benching, who's doing what, and it just lets you to keep track of every single team and what we need to be worried about. Okay, so this is something we do together. It's collective. Everybody can write in here if you're an MVP. If you're not an MVP, you won't even be able to see these channels. We have general chat, prop and parlay ideas for the season, a Q&A. We have a UFC channel because we do a lot of UFC betting. We do that all year round. Shout out to the MVPs. And then we have where I post my parlays, props ideas, and all the stuff for you guys. You can't write in here. All you can do is see the parlays and props. And then these are my weekly predictions. Right here, these are UFC fight cards right now, but I will be having the weekly chart for this Saturday and all the games, and that'll have the picks against the spread, the money lines, the best props to make. And somebody asked, are you going to do prize picks? Bro, you can apply the information I'm giving you to prize picks. Like if I say a guy's going to rush for 100 yards, he's going to rush for 100 yards. Then go to prize picks and see what they have his yards at. And then take the adjustment and don't go for the full 100. Take 80. Take an alternate spread, right? All the time. Anyways, your strategy is yours. I won't coach you through it. Let's talk about this video, though. Sorry for the 8-minute introduction. So who's going to go undefeated this year? You're going to see all these teams here. I'm going to tell you guys the truth. Full disclosure, on my talent chart, the number one team in all of college football is Clemson. Clemson is the number one team, top to bottom, when I evaluate the talent. And remember, my chart's right more than it's wrong. It's not 100%. But in coin flip games, my chart's going to tell me who's winning the game, and we're going to be right. And the reason that matters is I want you to look at Clemson's schedule. Clemson has a schedule. It's pretty daunting. It starts with LSU. And LSU, they say it's the 9th team in the country. According to my talent chart, I will pull it up right now, and I will check. LSU is the 4th best team in America, talent-wise. Now, that doesn't take into account how Brian Kelly's going to do this, right? If they're going to be healthy all season long. They have a terrible schedule. They have to face a bunch of SEC teams, which are all pretty high ranked as far as the conference goes. But LSU is the 4th best team in America, talent-wise. Clemson's number 1. So that's a very daunting game for them. After that game, Clemson should be, by and large, a huge favorite against every other team they face until they get to this down here with South Carolina. Now, according to my talent chart, South Carolina is not the 13th best team in the country. And they're not remotely close to it. Now, MVPs will know what they rank. I'm giving this video away for free, so I won't tell you. But I can tell you that South Carolina is barely in my top 25 most talented teams in America. They're barely in it. And remember, I came up with this metric by evaluating every single position group in America. I looked at all the offensive linemen, all the defensive linemen, all the linebackers, all the secondary members, wide receivers, running backs, tight ends. I looked at everything. And I've been doing this for months. If you haven't been watching the podcast, the position podcast or the position group podcast are posted on YouTube and they're posted on Patreon. On YouTube, they're $2.99 a month just to watch them. On Patreon, you got to be the full MVP to watch them, but it's worth it because you're going to do everything else. You're going to get all the other videos. Okay? YouTube, you can be a full MVP over there as well, and you can watch all the videos. What I'm trying to tell you guys is it looks like Clemson has 2 difficult games on the whole season. And Clemson is the best team in America. I think this is a good place to put your money if you're trying to bet on a team to be undefeated. I think the odds are pretty awesome at plus 400. You got 2 coin flip games essentially, and then the rest they should fall into place and they should win. Clemson is very senior driven. They've been around for years. They have the most pros on that team. They're going to have the most draft picks, and that's indicative of a team winning the national title. I think Clemson can go undefeated, run the table, and not lose to anybody. But there's a rivalry game at the end of the year, and there's a very difficult game at the beginning. That's 2 difficult games. So that's why Clemson's probably your number 1 pick. And at a plus 400, sounds like a pretty good bet to make. To what extent, how many units, that's on you. Some MVPs are better than others. I never dictate units. I want you guys to be aware of that. I never tell you how much units to put. Nope. Let you do what you want to do. Your ROI is your business. Your bankroll is your business. Your budget is your business. And for those of you who are new to gambling and don't know what a unit is, I want you to think of your bankroll. Your bankroll is a set of money you set off to the side. It has nothing to do with your bills, has nothing to do with your paycheck, has nothing to do with your income. It's a set of money you have over here that if you ever bust and run out, you're done. You're out the game. You have no more. There's no re-up. There's no wait. I got to wait till next week. I'm eating ramen this week. No. Treat it like that. Say to yourself, I got $1,000 to my name. $10,000 to my name. Whatever it is. Whatever your bankroll size is, that's your business. Now, whatever it is, divide it by 100. And that's a unit. 1% of your bankroll is 1 unit. So you can lose 10 bets in a row, and you should be down 10% of your bankroll. People will lose 10 bets at $300 a bet, and then they're broke out of their mind, and they're screaming and yelling, and they're crashing out on the server because they don't know how to manage their resources, and they don't know how to budget accordingly. You should be ready to go. You can go 0-10 on a week and just look around and go, we got this. I got 90 more units ready to go. I'm ready. I'm built for this because I want to be here for the long haul. That's how it's done. You need to diversify yourself, control yourself, and understand that a unit size is 1% of your bankroll. You got to lose 100. You got to miss 100 times before you're out the game. But some of you will miss twice, and you'll be out by noon because football games, there'll be 4 games at noon. You'll miss all 4, and you have no more money to bet the rest of the night. And then we hit everything at the end of the night. We hit the entire Mountain West, and your ass is sitting there losing, and you're telling the world Rico doesn't know. But for some reason, we have thousands of MVPs, and we never miss. Why do we say we never miss? Because you got to have unit management. Anyways, shout out to Clemson at a plus 400. Me personally, I would put a unit on it. No more than a unit. I would put a unit and just relax. Shout out to Clemson. I think it's pretty cool. I think they can go undefeated. The next team is Penn State. Penn State's at a plus 420. The problem with Penn State and believing in them is they actually have 3 difficult games, if not more. So when you look at them, they're going to have a difficult game against Oregon. They're going to have a difficult game against Ohio State and Indiana. So that's 3 games that they have that are going to be difficult. And only one of them is on the road. On the road at Ohio State's a problem. Going into the horseshoe trying to win that game, you do have 2 weeks to prepare for it. But then right after you beat Ohio State, let's say you do win it. This is going to be an emotional thing. There might be an emotional letdown where you can't beat Indiana the next week on the road. Or, I'm sorry, at home. That's a trap game right there. Trap game to me. You have 2 weeks to prepare for Oregon, 2 weeks to prepare for Ohio State, though. Sounds really good. And they have 3 really easy games to start the season where they just stay vanilla and show nothing. What I would say to you guys is if you see these 3 games, look for the spreads, and I would take these teams to cover the spread because I don't think Penn State's going to show anything the first 3 weeks, and they're just going to stay vanilla and not want Oregon to get anything on tape, tendencies, packages, schemes, anything. They're not going to put anything on tape. They're going to let other people start. You might see some random freshmen start, and because of it, they're going to get exposure and get to play these games. So it's going to be one of those situations where Penn State has a cakewalk, but then maybe they're not ready for Oregon. Because they've been playing cupcakes the whole time, they're not prepared. That could happen as well. But I do see 2 difficult games, 3 at most. 3 difficult games versus Clemson's 2. And I'm going to tell you that the talent discrepancy, the distance between Clemson and LSU and Clemson and South Carolina is far greater than Penn State versus Oregon and Penn State versus Ohio State. As a matter of fact, if you ask me, and I'm going to pull it up just to double check, I have Penn State. They're 6th in the country. I have Ohio State at 7, right behind them. So that's a very difficult game, especially on the road. 2 teams equivalent. And then 9th is Oregon. And that's the top 3 teams in the Big Ten. You've got 6, 7, and 9. That's where I have it talent-wise. Those are very difficult games. I don't like it. I don't think it's a good spot to put your money. And you're also betting on Drew Eller. Texas. A lot of people think Texas is going to run the table. I think Texas is one of the best teams in America. They definitely are. They're very good. They start on the road at Ohio State. This is why you can't pick Texas or Ohio State to go undefeated. It just sounds like a nightmare. They also are on the road against Florida. They play Oklahoma. I believe that's going to be a Red River shootout in Dallas, right? At the Cotton Bowl. And then they're on the road at Georgia. And then they play A&M at the end of the year. Guys, these are all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 difficult games for Texas. I fully expect Texas to kick ass and take names all season long. I would not place a bet on them going undefeated with those 5 difficult games and a first-time starting quarterback. Not interested. That is not a bet I would take. Ohio State, very good team. Obviously playing Texas to start the season. Sounds like a terrible idea. Going on the road at Washington, they should outgun them, but this is where it gets difficult right here. Playing at Illinois, Penn State, 2 weeks to prepare, and then obviously Michigan, their nemesis at Michigan. I don't like it, bro. I don't like it. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 very challenging games for a first-time starting quarterback. Don't like it at all. Stay away from it. Shout out to Ohio State. Now, the one sneaky good bet here. If you look in here, it's right there, Liberty. You scroll down and you're looking. Notre Dame's there. Notre Dame plays Boise State. Notre Dame plays Navy. Notre Dame should be smashing people and having a good time. Don't know what you want to do with that. But if you want real juice and you want real odds and a team that's realistic, there's Boise State, right? Don't do Boise State because they play Notre Dame. But there's Liberty right there. Liberty at plus 600. And when you look at Liberty's schedule, I need you guys to understand how much better Liberty is than the entirety of Conference USA. Shout out to this picture, bro. I know you guys are watching the shit out of this picture, not me. It's all good. It's the internet. Listen to me, though. When you look at this schedule, they have 2 difficult games. They're way better. Liberty is way better than everybody else in Conference USA, and it ain't close, okay? But they are not better than JMU. According to my talent chart, JMU is better than them. So you're taking a chance, man. You're taking an underdog in Liberty to beat JMU. It's going to be difficult. It's on the road. But what's the road? Liberty, if you didn't know, it's not that far of a travel. But the 2 games right here are difficult back-to-back. If you get past these 2, Liberty should go undefeated. If you get past those 2 games, Liberty should go undefeated. I like a bet at plus 600 when all you have is 2 difficult games. Remember what I'm saying? Like, people think they want to go undefeated teams. They want undefeated teams, and they think of all the perennial powers. And they want to put their money on the biggest thing. That's like betting on the Super Bowl. That's like betting on the main event of a UFC fight. Why are you betting on the 2 best teams in America playing each other? You don't want to do that, man. Stop putting your money on the most difficult teams. Like, really, don't do that. Here we have a chance to look at a team like Liberty, who's far and away better than every team in Conference USA. And they're playing Bowling Green. They're better than Bowling Green. Bowling Green just lost their coach, all their players. Yes, they have Eddie George. Yes, they look okay. But they don't look that good, bro. I have them ranked out of the top 100. Liberty, I'm going to pull it up. Liberty for me is ranked 78th in the country. 78. The next closest team in their own conference is Western Kentucky at 98. And they don't even play them. That means they don't play any team in their conference in the top 100 teams, talent-wise. Not a single team in the top 100. Nobody. It's just JMU and ODU. And ODU's at 90, and JMU's ahead of them. JMU is currently 70. So you got a 70 versus a 78. Liberty's at 78, JMU's at 70. Come on, bro. That's 8 spots for plus 600. 8 spots for plus 600. You can do this. You guys can do this all day. I believe in it, man. I believe in it. Shout out to Liberty. I think it's the best bet to make outside of Clemson. And that's who's going to go undefeated. Remember, guys, I'm going to be doing videos on prop bets. I'm going to be doing videos on wins and losses tomorrow. Be an MVP. You'll see it all. Your friends don't know, but Rico knows. Peace, y'all.